will use like the screen recording on my own computer. Hopefully that works. So let me share my screen then. Okay, cool. Can you see your screen? Can you see my screen? You could either like okay, cool.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
Cool, awesome. Okay. So let me make this. Oh, what is that? I'm a little bit confused. Like the Google Meet doesn't seem to be the same. Okay. Uh, okay. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we will start our introduction at 7:05 just to give time for people to join. So in the meantime, we could share some summer moments. You could either unmute yourself or like post messages in the chat, and I will announce to all of our people. So I will go first. So this summer I did a summer study abroad at University of Oxford in the UK. Um, oh, what's that? Okay. So overall, I think it's a great experience. I took um, NLP and applied machine learning. So I assume like most of us will be CS related major. If you would like to consider some opportunities like this, feel free to message me because I do that like in an institution partnering with UGE, which is the undergraduate global engagement department at Columbia. And beside that, I did a little bit traveling. Like I did several day trips in my hometown in China. So yeah, that's basically my summer. And would you mind to share something? Or it's totally fine if not. Okay, Sarah, you could unmute yourself, I think.
Yep. So this summer I took a course, like an intermediate technical interviewing course, like with a CS organization called CodePath. I like 100% recommend it. It was so fun and helpful, and yeah, and Yuchin and I were, of course, also advertising like iProject, as you may have noticed, like on the AP listserv or like on the Women in Computer Science group me, and thinking about like the iProject Education YouTube channel.
Yeah. I will like introduce more details about the education channel later in the meeting. Okay, so it's Nathan. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Nathan. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
Nathan,
just going to
okay.
share summer moments.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I also studied abroad this summer with UGE. I did the 6-week program in Venice to finish out my language requirement. It was really fun.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Oxford is also like 6 weeks. And I think we could kick it off. It's almost 7:05. So, okay. Wait. Is it? Let me go back. Talia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just really want to say really quick, I also did the code path, like, as soon as, like, I heard, like, intermediate, I immediately thought of code path and definitely, like, loved that.
Okay, cool. So for whoever is listening, if you have any questions related to study abroad or CodePad, feel free to message in the Google chat. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I will introduce myself first. So my name is Yuxing, and I think we have lots of new members here. So probably you've never met me before, but I promise like you received several emails from me. So our club is pretty new. It's founded last semester. So we run like a semester long project before, and it was pretty successful. So we decided to move it on to this semester. And in the next spring semester, we will try our best to do like student organization registration so that hopefully will be accepted as a registered organization at Columbia. And I will be TA for advanced programming this semester. So if you are taking AP for this semester, maybe you will see me in my office hour. And feel free to come and ask questions. My office hour will be held on Monday, I believe. So with that being said, let's go to our agenda for today. So first of all, I will do a brief intro. Oh, Trisha? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Yeah, you're taking it. Yeah, so probably you will definitely, not definitely, but you will probably meet me.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I will do a brief intro about iProject. As Sarah mentioned earlier, we have education channel as well, but the main channel would be the project one. And we plan to kind of build up our organization to include social and external branch. And then the most important or fascinating part is to introduce our fall 2024 tentative projects, and I will give some time for Q&A. So hopefully we could end up the session by 1 hour. So first of all, about iProject. So we basically have three branches. The project and education are currently being running, and external and social is kind of a new branch that we want to work on. So for the project branch, by the way, we have open position for the head of the branch. So the head of the project branch is still looking for people to do that, because currently the I kind of take over this position, but if we have people who is interested in being the head of this branch, then feel free to indicate your interest in the Google form, which I will release later. So about the project, for each semester we plan to do 2 to 6 projects, and for this semester we receive way beyond the number that we plan to do, which is great because people are actively participating, but probably we will cut them off or something. We hopefully the maximum number would be 6 projects. Last semester we have 6 projects initially, and 2 of the projects run until the end of the semester. So we will have midterm and final presentations. This is no pressure for that, just to help you to keep track, just to help us to keep track on your progress, and maybe as a way to show off your projects. As I mentioned earlier, last semester we have 2 groups who participate in the midterm and final presentations, and the projects are great. It's pretty great. And for this semester, we probably invite some professor to join our presentation if we could. So if we could invite some of the professors, then it's a great way to show off your work. But if it turns out to be maybe due to some schedule conflict, then at least I and our e-board member will hear your presentation. And as I mentioned earlier, the position of the head of the project branch is open. So basically, your work would be send emails to let people know about we are making projects, to call for project ideas, search for potential product managers, host meeting like what we did already. So basically, just what I did for this fall 2024 project. So you will likely send emails, hosting meetings, and if for some reason that semester we don't have people who want to take a role of project managers, then be ready to be one of the project managers. So that's the basic role for the head of the project. And this is our timeline. So today is September 8th, and we have our first meeting. And September 11th would be the deadline for filling our Google form for project and education branch. And September 13th, for the project, you will be paired with your team members. And for the social and external branch, this is the deadline for you to fill the Google form. I will talk about these 2 deadlines later as well. And on the week of October 14th or October 21st, we haven't decided yet. We'll have our midterm presentation. So I will send more information when we towards these dates. And at the week of November 25th or December 2nd, we will have our final presentation. So up to now, do you have any questions? Oh, someone wants to join. Wait a second. Okay. Okay, cool. So do you have any questions? Okay, I will take this as a no. So let's move forward to our education branch. So as Sarah mentioned earlier, the head of our education branch is Sarah. So basically, we just create some educational videos about programming, Java, and we're open to more projects. So in this summer, you could check here. This is our YouTube channel. So in the summer, we did a little bit of intro to programming in Python, and Sarah is working on like doing Java. And probably we will, if time permits, we will pursue to the data structure lesson for this fall semester. And if you are interested to be part of the education, please fill this form. And as I mentioned earlier, the deadline would be next Wednesday, which is September 11th. Okay. And our new branch, social and external branch. So open position for head of this branch because it's brand new branch. So basically, my expectation for this branch is like doing some fundraising, event planning, find potential sponsorship. Because as I mentioned earlier, we haven't been recognized by the Columbia. So Columbia, what it's called ABC or something. So we don't have funds from the university. But if we could make some sponsorship or some collaboration with existing clubs at Columbia or with external companies, then feel free to do so. But this one is just some brainstorming ideas for me right now. So once we have some people interested in this branch, we could elaborate on the ideas. So if you are interested in doing this, or if you have previous experience of this, feel free to fill this form. And the deadline would be a little bit later than the education project, which is September 13th, and it's next Friday. So, do you have any question about iProject as a whole? I will wait for 5 seconds. Okay, perfect. I think we have no questions. Cool. Thank you, Madeline. Okay, so the most exciting part for today's meeting, which is our Fall 2024 projects. So as I mentioned earlier, we received way beyond the number of the projects that we expected. So I ask you to fill the first meeting time preference form. If you didn't fill that form, then you are not conformed for this is just for the product managers. Like if you didn't fill the first meeting form, then for now probably you won't see your project listed. But if you are here in this meeting on live, then after all these projects being presented, we could have some time for you to um, to introduce your project. Does it make sense? Okay, cool. So we okay, cool. So as you see already, we have the algorithm trading bot. The PM would be Jason. We also have a social media app, which basically want to find people with the same taste of music, and the PM is Justin. And we also have a proposal for exam prep app, also for the keylogger. And the gardening app, as you can see, is within the parentheses. This is because we launched this project last semester, and we see some old members coming back, which is great. So this one is a little bit. I mean, like if we have way beyond of the projects, then I'm thinking about whether to do it or not. But we will see. So for this projects, ideally we very welcome our returning members to work on this because they have more experience and knowledge and understanding of our project. But if you are new to this and if you think our project somehow meets with your expectation or taste, then feel free to apply for that as well because we are pretty welcoming for new members and especially beginners. So I will So let's welcome the PM for our algorithm trading app. Hopefully he or she is here. Which is Jason. Are you here? Is Jason here? Let me check very quickly. Oh, I'm here, but I sadly am unable to talk. Okay, cool. So I will talk for Jason. I can post this group. I've already posted there. Oh, by the way, for the people who attend this meeting on live, can you access to the PowerPoint? I think you, like most of you should. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. So, this description, because Jason emailed me before, so I basically just copy and paste the description. So it's probably, as you could see, it's a little bit long description. But basically, it's just, this project just wants to create an algorithmic trading bot that could analyze stocks and current news, and to make predictions about the future. And yeah, there are some techniques already. So and you could incorporate with natural language processing or some other techniques into the project as well. And the backend capabilities or backend experience is also welcoming, or yeah, pretty welcoming. And the category would be machine learning, finance, trading, and it will be a web development. The expected experience level would be you have some experience in coding, you did some machine learning experience before, and you are interested or open to learn in trading and web development. So, Jason, if you have anything to add on, feel free to post on the chat. The most important thing is like, what is your expected team members, number of your team members? How do we apply? I will introduce that later. We prepared a Google link already. So basically, you just fill out the form and we will try our best to match you with a project. Yeah, Jason. So, what is your expected numbers of people to be enrolled in your project? So, we'll wait for a second. Did I receive anything? As many as people wish. Okay, cool. So, wait a second. So, this is as many as people wish. Okay. And then let me. Is it? Okay, cool. Okay, so this is our first project, which is I don't know why I can't pronounce that word today. Algorithmic? I don't know. Um, it seems like I can't pronounce this day. This is the trading bot. This is our first project, and the PM will be Jason. So if you are interested in this, just remember the number, because in the Google form we ask you to write the number of the project only. So this is number one, the first number. And then let's go to the other one. Our second project, which is a social media app, which aims to partner people with the same taste of music. So is the PM here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So would you mind to introduce more about your project?
It's basically I'm just thinking about like some social media app that's connected through music, but I didn't really have like a solid idea. So I welcome like everyone to like give an idea and just create like a prototype kind of app. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And from your email, like this project is welcoming for beginners. It would be great if you have some previous experience in Python. And what is the number of people that you'd like to work with?
I think any.
Okay. Also, as many as possible. As possible. Okay. Cool. Okay, so this is our second project, and the number for this project is number 2. Okay, so let's move on to the third one. Probably my summary might be a little bit confusing because this the whole project description, and I extract the keyword as exam prep app, but maybe it's not a comprehensive understanding for the project. So if the PM is here, feel free to elaborate on that. Is the PM here? The third project? Let me find the PM's. Okay, it seems like the PM is not here. So maybe we will not launch this project, but we'll see. We'll see like how many people would like to be um, involved in this project. But since the PM is not here, so maybe we'll cancel this project. Just keep in mind for that. And I will change the Google form correspondingly. So, okay, our fourth project, which is a keylogger. And it's the PM here.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So feel free to elaborate on your project.
Well, I guess I'll just introduce myself. My name is Madalena. I'm a sophomore at Barnard, and I'm majoring in CS. I'm actually taking AP right now, so I'll definitely see you around.
Okay.
And I'm also really interested in cybersecurity, so that's why I came up with this project idea. It's something I wanted to do all summer, but didn't get the chance to. And it's basically just a keylogger. If you're not familiar with the concept of a keylogger, it's basically a program that records whatever you type into your keyboard. So in a security setting, like a hacker would use this to like see what you type in for your password and then try to get into your account, like as an example. And there's plenty of sort of tutorials online, so we would definitely use those to start working on the project. But then obviously we do need to edit that to our liking. And then if possible, I'd also like to create a system where our data is displayed nicely as well. So this is a cybersecurity sort of project if you're interested in that. It would be primarily in Python, and prior knowledge is great. Coding knowledge would be awesome. But if you don't have as much, like that's okay too. And I would like a smaller group of people, so maximum 5 total, I think.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that's our fourth project. And thank you, Melinda, if I remember your name correctly.
Yes, Madalena.
Oh, okay, cool. So, last but not least, is our gardening app. Wait, is it the 6th one? Okay, it should be the 5. Sorry, I numbered it incorrectly. So last but not least is our gardening app. If you are returning members, you should be familiar with this project. So as I mentioned earlier, since we've launched this last semester, if you want to get a more comprehensive sense of what we did, feel free to see our midterm presentation and final presentation for the last semester. The link, if you click this, it will guide you through the YouTube link. And basically, we just want to create a app for gardeners or farmers to upload their posts or diaries, like to share their findings or experience or feelings about gardening. And we also plan to do the gaming part, which is you could plant your virtual flowers or plants. And for this semester, we'll work more towards the gaming part. And yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, we are pretty welcoming for the new members, and especially maybe beginners, since like last semester, most of us are beginners, are new to the web development, and we at the end we create an interface. So if you see the presentation, you could see like how you might grow when doing this project. So, as I mentioned earlier, since I think we have some PMs who haven't filled the Google form but are present in this meeting, so if you would like to present or yeah, if you like to introduce your project, then feel free to use this time to do so. Okay, cool. So Choya. So I will put your project
Yeah.
as the third one. Okay. So what is your project?
Right. Yeah. Hello. So, right. My project is it's kind of like a smart calendar. I envision it as an app, which would be like a personalized calendar. It's like kind of like a positivity calendar. It allows users to set their intentions every day of what they want to accomplish. And then like the calendar sort of like allows you to prioritize those activities and stratify those activities. Sorry, there's loud beeping outside of Woodbridge Hall right now. Hopefully you guys can't hear that.
It's
Um,
fine.
yeah, so you have level prioritization, and then it basically will be kind of like an AI. It'll suggest activities to engage in based on your productivity level and the category. So if you want something that's more like a break, like wellness or exercise, it'll suggest that to you. And then, or productive procrastination as well. And then also, you'll get things suggested to you based on location and interests. So if you're really into VR, for example, like me, it can suggest something that's VR related that's nearby where you live. And then like also there'll be a checklist monitoring of the activities you accomplish every day. So you get to say, I accomplished all these things no matter how small they were, even if it was just like making one's bed, like small goals, but they all count. And then it's very empowering at the end. The idea is that I do this with a whiteboard I used to, and it's very empowering to just see a long list of things I accomplished, and also takes the stress away from like me like not having to like come up with what should I do first. Like I already have a list of prioritized activities, and I can have it choose one for me, or I can go towards something that's easier to do, that's quicker, and still feel like I got something done. So I've had these problems. And then I think another really big thing about this project is that it can pull events from website links and emails, and through that create calendar events. So we're all like stressed college students. We get a ton of emails. And what I want to do is like somehow, instead of me having to search through emails, and honestly, I read them and I forget about them, I want this calendar to pull the details for me. Sorry, that sound is so distracting outside. But yeah, pull like the details of like these events and location. I don't want to do that work. It'll do that work for me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So would you mind to elaborate on what category you would like to put your project in? Like,
yeah, probably like it's kind of like positivity, wellness. I don't know if positivity is like a category, but like
wellness.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a better one. I can't come up with it. But yeah.
Is it an app or website or?
It's gonna be an app, so like productivity, but also positivity, kind of. Like it's really about like I accomplished this, and yeah, it's helpful too. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are the people that you are looking for?
Experience level, beginner friendly. People who are willing to, dive into app development, and yeah, and the number of people is like please, and as many people can join as they want.
Okay, cool. So as many as possible. Okay, so do we have any more PMs who would like to vote on their project?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it sounds really fascinating. I think I would definitely use that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely would love like a group of people.
Yeah. Okay, so wait a second. Yi Cheng.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Yi Cheng.
Okay.
I have an idea. Actually, just came up yesterday. It's to develop a ride-share app that mainly serves Columbia students and faculties who are living in Arbor. Arbor is the university residential located in the Riverdale, Bronx, which is really kind of far from the campus. So we're fortunate to have the shuttle services from the Arbor to the campus on weekdays, runs in the morning to midnight, which is really convenient. But on Saturdays and Sundays, it stops early and there's no service on Sunday at all. And what makes it worse is the nearest train station from our place is like 20-minute walk. So due to the high demands of going to the campus or the city for events on weekends, we residents at the Arbor, I think will be greatly benefited by having a ride share app to share like expenses of the Uber or Lyft back and forth, to the city or the campus on weekends.
Okay, so what category would you like to put your project in?
I think it would be like a rideshare mobile app.
Okay, it's a mobile app. Okay, cool. And what are the people you're looking for?
Or maybe have some experience in mobile app development.
Is it gonna be Android or iOS?
iOS
Okay.
or yeah, maybe both.
Okay. So open to decide, right? Okay.
Mm.
So what is the expected number of people you'd like to work?
Yeah, if people are interested, then they're all welcomed.
Okay, cool. Okay, so thank you, Ichong. Am I
Thank
pronouncing
you.
your name correctly?
Yes, that's perfect.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, this is the rideshare app. And I think, yeah, it definitely will. I mean, it definitely will like resonate the same pain or pressure who live in the same neighborhood as you. So if you would like to do some mobile app development, then maybe consider joining this group. Is the shuttle bus okay? Okay, it seems like okay, cool. So yeah, just remember we've had two of the projects which we present on live. The first one is the smart calendar, and the PM would be Toya. And the second one is Rideshare, and the PM would be Ichong. So the smart calendar would be number 3, and the Rideshare would be number 5. So I will make sure I explain all these numbers explicitly and clearly in our Google form. So with that being said, I'm gonna change the Google form a little bit, so just bear with me. I'm gonna change it very quickly. And in the meantime, if you would like to chat with each other, feel free to do so. I've already seen some chats in the comment. Um, okay, cool. I'm back. Where did I say? Okay, it's here. Okay, cool. So that's probably all the projects that we plan to do for this semester. And just to be clear, since almost all of our PMs say like they welcome as many as people as possible, when we partner or when we match your group, we try to distribute people evenly, and we try to match your group based on your interest and your previous experience. So with that being said, I'm gonna guide you through this form so that it's gonna be easier for you to fill it. So if you click, oh sorry, because I've already filled that. Remember, you could only fill this once. If you want to change your ideas or change your response, please message me directly. So this is gonna be the interface. Hopefully that you could see. If you are online right now, feel free to click that and tell me if this is gonna be the interface. Um, so this is basically the welcoming, and these are our 6 projects. So we have some updates for our projects, and please remember the corresponding number to the project. So as I mentioned earlier, the deadline for that would be midnight next Wednesday, which is September 11th. So first, these are your personal information. And you can rank your projects. So this one, please write your favorite, like the most number one favorite project. Actually, there's no ID check at all. Is it related to our project? Let me check the chat. Oh, okay. So it's about the right. Okay, cool. So here, please write your most favorite project and just write number only. So, for example, if you want to be part with the algorithm trading bot, then you just write one for here. And then this is your second most favorite. This is your third most favorite. And you could feel free to rate your experience level in programming or CS in general. And please write a short paragraph, like 1 to 3 sentences each, about your relevant experience to the 3 projects you selected. So if you don't have previous experience, as you might notice, we are pretty beginner welcoming. So you could just write an A or like willing to learn. That's totally okay. And this question is asking for being the head of the project branch. So I've mentioned earlier about like your task or role about being a head. So you could just select. And if you select yes, then feel free to elaborate on your previous experience or why you want to be in this role. And if you are the PM, as I mentioned, I mentioned a lot of things earlier. So if we are short of people in your project, or if like let's say if we are running out of the people because we have 6 projects for this semester, and if we have like 2 to 5 projects per each, then at least we need to have like 10 to 30 people. So if we are in the shortage of people, then would you like to join another project which is not hosted by you? So this is basically what this question is asking. And if you select yes, then feel free to write your alternative. And as I mentioned earlier again, so about the gardening app, since we launched it last semester, so we highly recommend you to watch our midterm and final presentation for the last semester. And if you're new, especially if you're new members, then we highly recommend to do so. And anything else to tell us? And that's it. So we will get back to the project match to you in September 13th, which is the Friday. So basically, I will send you email with your group and PM and introduce you to each other. So yeah, this is the walkthrough for this Google form. Any questions or concerns? Is it clear? Okay, Talia, yeah, feel free to unmute yourself.
Sure. Okay, so I'm wondering, because I feel like I kind of said things that maybe I didn't put in the first form, I guess, about my project. Could I just share with you right after the meeting my bullet points? I have them written out, and maybe for the presentation, if people will still look at those PowerPoints to make their decision.
Yeah, sure. Feel free to do so. I will make the PowerPoint update.
Okay.
And the recording and the PowerPoint will be released after this meeting. So just to make sure, like some people might not be able to attend for today. Okay, so it's probably our last session, last section for this meeting, not session. Any Q&A about our project as a whole, or applying to the head of the branches or the projects? So feel free to unmute yourself or message me. Okay, I will take this as a no. Okay, so this is a summary page. So the link for the project preference is here, which is the form that I guided you before. And the link to the education application is here, and the education head is Sarah, and the link to the social and external is here. So if you don't have questions, you could feel free to leave and chat with me, especially for the returning members. Or you are free to go. So we could end the session a little bit earlier. Yeah, bye bye. Hopefully like the first week is being great.
Hi, Yushin.
Yeah, hi Sarah.
I was just wondering if there's still the